Hello and welcome to another edition of the Paradox Vision podcast. Today we have Alyssa Lotus with us in studio. Gonna learn a lot more about her journey and just kind of learn more about her musical interests, what came to be in terms of her talent, and just learn a little bit more on that end. So how'd you get started with music?
So honestly, I've been into music since I was like 5 years old. I used to dream of being on American Idol. I did singing lessons from a very young age, all throughout grade school, choir, Best of Broadway in college, and I actually got offered a recording contract with a studio in Rhode Island,
Wow.
but I turned it down to go to college during high school. So now that I'm out of college, I got 2 bachelor's degrees and I'm doing pretty good and I'm ready to pursue my dreams.
And then with that, was it a standing offer? Were you able to kind of go to college and come back to the offer, or was it kind of like a crossroad, like you do one or the other?
It was a crossroad for me because if I had taken the offer, I would have had to leave Springfield College, which is in Mass,
Right.
and go to Providence, Rhode Island every single week. So it would have been constant driving, it would have been choosing classes or studio, work or studio. It would have just been way too much.
Yeah,
for,
I can definitely see how that would be a
yeah.
lot. So how's the, looking back now, how do you feel the decision has gone with pursuing the school first?
I feel like it was the best decision I could have made because now I'm in the place where I have my bachelor's degree, so it's easy for me to get jobs. It's easier to become financially stable now, but once I have that backing, I can really pursue what I want to, which is music.
Very nice. And on top of music, you do some other activities, ventures, businesses, entertainment pieces. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I've always been a dancer. For a while I danced at Comics, which is at Weed and Sun. So I was dancing there. On top of that, I'm a personal trainer. I have been for about 5 years now. I have my life insurance license. I've always been into like acting, modeling as well, so I do a lot of different things.
So how do you juggle all those different hats that you wear?
So right now my primary focus is music.
Okay.
Dance, I dance for fun now, but I don't really do it for work anymore or like in classes.
Okay.
And then the personal training I still do for like personal clients, but I don't work in a gym. The field itself can be very, very hard to make a lot of money. So I do that kind of as a side job. Right now my primary focus is really just making as much money as I can and doing as much music as I can. Studio time, recording, all that.
Studio time wise, is there a primary studio you go to now, or do you kind of venture out throughout the state kind of?
So I've been working with A. Marquise in his studio, and we've made a lot happen in a really short amount of time. Recorded a lot of songs, written a lot of songs, so yeah.
Well, that's definitely great. So, in terms of releases, do you normally do like a song at a time, or do you go sit down and kind of record like a bunch of music kind of?
So right now, we're recording as much as we can.
Okay.
I'm working on kind of releasing a couple singles first, and then a full EP, and then I have a plan for an album that is going to be really inspirational and meaningful to people.
Okay. Before the music, what's your journey been like to get to this moment now?
Before the music. My journey's been pretty crazy, to be honest with you. I've had a lot of challenges along the way. That's actually why I chose the last name Lotus. So I have right here, Lotus flower tattoo. I have a couple of them, and I plan to get more. But basically, lotus flowers grow in dirty, murky areas, but they bloom into something beautiful. So they're kind of a symbol of how all the challenges that I've been through have made me who I am. And that's a lot stronger than who I was.
I like that. I feel like in music, the resilience factor is definitely needed because things don't usually happen overnight. So
100%.
yeah, that work has to go in first.
Yes.
You have to kind of throw the dirt over it for it to be able to grow.
Exactly.
Certainly.
Exactly.
If you were to do, let's say, a dream collab, who would you pick as a feature on there?
The dream collab. Honestly, probably like Chris Brown.
Chris Brown.
He's one of my favorites. Or I also love Vito.
Okay.
You know, not many people know Vito, but he's very underrated. He's really, really good. And Lastly, Trey Songz, because Trey Songz is always my favorite. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, hopefully one day your collabs can happen.
I pray.
I was checking out your the last single I think you dropped, was it in January? What was some of the messaging behind that song?
Don't Come Back. So that was a song, and it's funny because it really applies now for me in my life. I kind of went through an abusive relationship, and a lot of the words in that, before I even knew it, really apply to where I'm at now. So it's all about just being strong for who you are, standing up against what you know isn't right, and knowing how you should be treated. And it's like, basically stay where you're at, don't come back to me because I'm not going to take you back. I don't want you. You know, and a lot of females are not too weak to be like that, but they need to be stronger to be able to be like that. So it's meant to inspire people to really stand up for who they are and what they deserve.
Very nice. Do you typically have a theme to go along with the music, or it's kind of what's on your mind? You put pen to paper from there?
Yeah, so I like to write about really what I'm going through, what I've been through, and I always like to have a message behind what I'm putting out. So in a way, it always represents some part of me or something that I've fought through that I want to help others go through as well.
Very nice. Starting off, what was kind of like your goal, your vision for your career? Have you been able to lay down like some milestones, what you're looking to accomplish, or do you have like an end goal in sight?
I mean, my goal from a young age has always been to go as far as I can, but where I come from with that is that I don't want to change my personality or what I believe in for anybody else. So I don't want, you know, in this industry it's easy to be controlled. It's easy to put out what you may not necessarily believe in. So no matter where I go from here, I want to really stick true to who I am and what I believe and what I want to put out to the world.
That's very important because, as you said, like the industry does have a way of changing people with the personalities, the mindset. So if you know that ahead of time, then it's definitely going to be easier for you to stay you.
Exactly.
What would be some ways that we can kind of elevate the music scene in Connecticut?
Let's see. Elevating the music scene in Connecticut. I would say, I'm going to answer that question.
Or on the other hand, do you need to leave the state do you feel like to blow?
Okay, I see what you're saying. So to really make something of yourself in Connecticut.
Exactly.
I feel like you can do it from Connecticut, but I also feel like it's better to go somewhere where, you know, it's important to travel around and get your name out there. You don't want to just stay in one place. You can start off in where you're from, which is Connecticut for me, but as you continue, you want to expand. You want to, you know, give your name to other people and make yourself known.
I would agree with that. I definitely would. Well, that you phrased the question better than me, so maybe we should sit tease.
I wasn't sure what you meant at first by elevate. I was like, wait, what does he mean by elevate? And I was like, oh, okay, now I get it.
What's something that drives you daily?
What drives me daily is really just aiming to be the best person that I can in every way. Spiritually, physically, mentally. I've been through so much in my life where I've had to become stronger in all those aspects. And so I aim every day to continue just progressing in that and really staying true to who I am.
Is there a component behind the personal training and the working out that kind of goes into the music? So let me phrase that one a little bit easier. It seems like you've got a level of resilience is there. Does that come through your training process, your preparation, kind of putting in the work? Does that make it easier on the music side of things, just kind of going through?
Yeah, it absolutely does, because working out myself, I've done it for probably 10 years, and I'm only 23. So it's been a long, long time, and everything I've done, I've taught myself. So there was a period of time when I was 13, 14 that I went through a lot of just hard challenges, and I had to decide really what I wanted to be and who I wanted to be. So I took the choice then to start eating healthy, working out. I learned everything I could about it, and on my own I lost about 40 pounds, and then I built my body back up how I wanted it, about 60 pounds. So with that journey, that has really showed me true dedication and determination.